first part of the lesson will be sort of an album version, how I think they played it, and it's probably going to correspond to whatever tabs you might find on the internet. And the second way I'll show it is how I played it in my video, which I basically just changed the key and made the fingering a little bit easier. So let's start with the album version. Now when they played it, it's pretty much in standard tuning. The only thing you have to do is drop your E string down to a C. So you can do that either using a tuner, or if you just want to tune it relative to the other strings, you should get your 6th string so it sounds like the 5th string when you fret it at the 9th fret. So something like this. Close enough. Okay, like I said, this song's really easy. So basically there's just 2 different fingerings that you need to know. The first one looks like this. You use your pinky to fret the 6th string at the 5th fret. Then you use your index finger to fret the 5th string at the 3rd fret. Then you use your middle finger to fret the 4th string, also at the 3rd fret. And you just play these 3 strings here that you're fretting. So that's the first fingering that you need. And then the other one is even easier. You just take your middle finger, fret the 5th string at the 3rd fret, and your index finger will fret the 4th string at the 2nd fret. Again, you'll play the same 3 strings. So what I would do to start learning this song is try and get those 2 fingerings in your sort of muscle memory and practice switching back and forth between them. Once you have those 2 fingerings down, you're ready to learn the rest, which is basically just adding open strings. So to start, you'll play that first fingering. Just strum those 3 strings. Now lift your middle finger and play the 4th string open. Now you'll switch to that 2nd fingering you learned. Now here's the tricky part of the song, where we add the 3rd string. Play it open. And follow that by the 4th string, which you still have fretted. So let me play that first. That's like half the song right there. Let me play that part through. So you strum it, lift your middle finger, switch, open, now 4th. Again, it's like this. And for the second half of the song, you just repeat that part, except simplify it a little bit. So do that again. Lift up your middle to get it open. And now you just switch the 2nd fingering and strum it once. That's pretty much the whole riff, which you're going to repeat throughout the whole song. Remember, we're just switching between those 2 fingerings, so it sounds pretty much like this. You're just adding some open strings, like this. Probably actually the hardest part of the song, if you're going to be singing it, is singing it while playing it, because the melody that you're singing doesn't exactly mesh in time with what you're playing. So that's really the only thing I have to practice. It's like this. They didn't have you where I not, the whole song's like this. How long is forever now, 'cause you never give up. That's the only thing that's different. That's the only part when you break the riff, is for that one part when you just kind of strum it and let it hang. Is forever enough, 'cause I'm never give you up. That's pretty much all there is to it, I think. You may have watched through that and realized that I'm not that great at playing this song, which you're right, because this fingering's kind of hard for me. I don't know if it is for you, but it's hard to get the pinky up here. So for that reason, and also because I wanted to play this in a different key so it'd be better for singing in, I sort of changed the fingering up, which I'll show you how to do that, because it makes the, although this isn't a hard song in the first place, it makes the fingering a lot easier, so you don't even have to move your hands at all. So how I do that is, first, right now we have it, we have the E string tuned down 4 half steps. So we'll bring it up 3 half steps. So it should match the next string when you fret it on the 6th fret. And I don't have a perfect ear, so that's close enough for me. So now we have that string, now it's tuned down 1 fret from where it normally is. And now I'm going to put a capo on the 3rd fret, covering all the strings except for the one which we just tuned down. So this capo is only on 5 strings right now. And now I gotta figure out how I played this, because I forget. Okay, that's it. So now that our tuning's a little bit different, there's going to be different fingerings for the 2 chords, if you want to call them that. But they're easier this time. So again, there's only 2 different chords which you need to know. Start by taking your index finger and putting it on the 6th string at the 5th fret. Next, you'll take your ring finger, put it on the 5th string at the 6th fret. Then you take your pinky and put it on the 4th string, also at the 6th fret. And you'll just strum those same 3 strings again. For the other chord, you're going to lift up your index finger, lift up your pinky, and put your middle finger down on the 4th string at the 5th fret. Play those same 3 strings. So again, to learn this song, I would just practice switching between those 2 chords a bunch of times until you can do it smoothly. Once you got that down smooth, you're ready to add the other strings. Well, it's basically the same strings, just open. So you'll start with your first chord, like this. Now lift up your pinky to leave it open, and play that 4th string. Now you'll switch to the 2nd chord. Play the 3rd string open, and then the 4th string, how you have it fretted. Now switch back to the 4th chord, the 1st chord. Open up the 4th string, and strum the 2nd chord once. Oops. Here that is a little bit faster. And that's the riff you'll be repeating throughout the whole song. If you went through the first part of this video and saw sort of the album version of how I showed to do it, you'll notice that this way is a lot easier. and all you're doing is you're not moving any fingers really. You're just lifting up and putting them down, which is really nice. Except I can't play it. And if you're like me, this is also in a better key for singing anyway, so it's even nicer. And another thing I like about this tuning is the other way, since I'm not very good at making those fingerings, the chords don't come out that nice and they kind of get cut off because I have to jump around to switch to the next chord. Whereas with this one, since I'm just lifting up and putting my fingers down, I can kind of let them ring a little bit longer, especially those bass notes, which sounds cool. So. Now I'll switch to the chorus. How long do you love? Is forever enough? Is forever. Hopefully it'll get a little smoother than I have it. How long do you love? Is forever enough? 'Cause I'm never giving you up. One more thing to note, if you find that you like playing it this way, but you want to maybe even raise it higher for singing, one thing you can do, so you don't mess up the tuning, is to grab another capo, and so just slide everything up relative however many frets you want to. So say I want to play it here, I'll put this capo on the 3rd fret, and then 3 frets up from there I'll do the 5-string capos kind of deal. And actually I never tried this until right now, so hopefully it'll sound cool. Yeah, it seems to work. They didn't have you where I come from. Never knew the next was yet to come. And as far as all the other little guitar riffs, and there's some slide guitar and silly little banjo things that I do in my video. I don't really remember how I did it, but you could figure it out pretty easily just by listening to their song. So that's what I did. So, and they're all real easy little riffs, so they should be easy to figure out. If you wanna rock, you rock. And if you wanna roll, you roll. You can roll with a punch as long as you feel like he's in control. If you wanna stay, stay. If you wanna go, go. He don't care. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So there you go. It's an easy song, and it should be quick to learn. And I hope you have fun with it. A couple people who messaged me said they wanted to learn the song so they can play it in weddings and stuff. So I hope that goes well for you. Thank you.